It is a pleasure to welcome back to the program the head coach of the #1 team in the country down there at Georgia. It's Kirby Smart. Kirby, I know you got a million things to do, busy Thursday night, so thanks for carving out a couple minutes to visit with me.
I appreciate it, man. Love doing it. Love your show.
I appreciate that, Kirby. Last week, man, y'all played great against Tennessee. Home game. Athens is on fire. You guys win, and that's awesome. But, man, this sport doesn't let you enjoy it a whole lot. You know, you got to prepare now for a road game against a very capable team. It's a season maker for them if they win. I just am interested in the difference of preparing for the type of game you had last week, trying to enjoy it for a minute, and then diving right back in. What's different about this week of prep?
It's tough. It's unique. You know, thank goodness we had an off week about 3 or 4 weeks ago where we tried to prepare for both Florida, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Kentucky. We had to prepare for a lot of things. This offense we're about to play, there's not really any overlap between the offense we're now about to play and the one we played last week. So, yeah, I liken it to playing a triple option team in the middle of the season. You have to change your defense. You have to change your calls completely. So it's like starting over. We call it Etch-a-Sketch. You just erase it and you start all over with the players.
There's a little human nature, though, in everybody, right? Especially young folks. And I imagine it would be hard, right? Because everyone wants to smack you on the back. And you do, I think, have to enjoy those moments. Otherwise, what are we doing? But I feel like you guys have done such a great job at maintaining your edge, the focus, the hunger, maybe even the anger that you had before you won a title. How have you done that?
Our players have got a great DNA traits. They talk about it each week. We've got some good leaders. You know, I was worried coming into the team meeting Monday about, them patting themselves on the back and being all high and mighty about the Tennessee game. And we were going to, have a memorial service to kind of bury that game and put it away.
Right.
And a bunch of the players came to me and was like, Coach, you don't need to do that. We're over it. Let's go. And we always say Monday's about going to see the doctor to go see what you can get better at and see what you can cure.
When I saw you this spring, we were talking about getting to the top of the mountain, and so many coaches I've visited with through the years have had some version of it's a hell of a lot harder to stay there than get there. And for you, what has it been like, Kirby, since last year to now, the balance of enjoying the things that the success earns you and the work that's required to sustain the level? What for you personally, how have you approached all that?
I've really tried to enjoy the moment, enjoy the victory, enjoy the moments we've had as a team to celebrate. You got to embrace them, but
Sure.
it's almost kind of reinvigorated our staff to say, okay, now what? Like what's the challenge? And the challenge this year, we don't have the same kind of guys coming back as leaders that are like 3 and 4 year starters. But I feel like our staff has done an awesome job of taking these guys and making them believe.
All right, last thing, a lot of these teams that we've seen since the playoffs started are there every year, right? Clemson's been there a ton. You've been there a ton. Obviously, Bama and Ohio State and Oklahoma. I could keep going. But we haven't had a repeat. And I don't know how much of a focus that is for you guys. I imagine, you prepare week to week. But just the idea that could be done again, something that hasn't been done yet, how much of a sort of ring does that represent at the end of the line for you?
Yeah, that is awesome, Scott, and that's awesome. But that's the last thing from our mind. I mean,
I got it.
really, I think this team's driving factor is they really want to win an SEC championship, and you can't really do that without winning in Starkville because they want to do something last year's team didn't do, and we didn't win the SEC last year. So it's one step at a time, and you can't win the SEC until you win the SEC East, and that starts with winning at Starkville.
Well, and you know what? That's the beauty of your league, right? Atlanta's that great first hurdle, right? And you can't really get to the second one if you don't get to that first one. And as you say, you can't get there if you can't handle everything along the way. And Starkville's up Saturday night. Get those earbuds ready for those cowbells. There you go. You know they're going to be ringing, but maybe not. Now, I know there's nothing more satisfying than a quiet stadium on the road. Kirby, thanks for the time, man. Appreciate you, all right?
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.